Welcome to the Zag Talk Media Podcast. My name is Guy Danoff, and we've got a very special show for you tonight. I'm going to be joined with Michelle Huff out in New Jersey. Michelle is a 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th and 12th grade teacher in New Jersey. Michelle, how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I'm so excited to be talking about TikTok for beginners, and I hope that you all just tune in and get some information and honestly make a TikTok after this. So I'm excited.
Michelle, this has been a long time in the coming. This is something that we've been talking about for quite some time. And I just think, tonight it's really going to be about people to see if maybe TikTok's for them, whether you're an educator. Again, you could be also an educator and on a board of one of the health and physical education state associations. Like I'm part of MoShape, you're part of Shape NJ. And so it's going to be really interesting tonight as we kind of unpack some of the real basics. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right in.
Let's go. I'm ready.
All right. So let's start with, first of all, let's make our disclaimer. This is something that's really important that we would recommend, certainly as a best practice, and that is before using TikTok in an educational setting, please check with your school's social media policy, as a lot of times, sometimes there's new emerging technologies or communication tools like TikTok is relatively new. Some schools might not even have it in their school policy yet. So that is something that we would encourage you all to check before using it in an educational setting. All right. So, Michelle, let's dive right in. Let's start with some of the big picture facts. Let's just face it, TikTok has exploded onto the scene. It is what I would call has been a platform that has created a lot of disruption. It's certainly disrupted YouTube. It has certainly disrupted Facebook to some degree. But the other social media platform it's really disrupted has been Instagram. And if you look at just the trend of it, there's basically nearly 1.9 billion monthly users, and they're expected to be up to 1.8 billion by the end of the year. Over 3 billion people have already downloaded the TikTok to date. Michelle, just out of curiosity, when did you download TikTok?
This is a funny story because it was before the pandemic and my students really wanted me to get a TikTok. I had in my Miss Huff Instagram and they followed it. I put my stories up and they're like, get a TikTok, Miss Huff. And I was like, I'm never getting a TikTok. Literally said that to them. Then the pandemic hit and that was my way to reach my students. I even did an NJ TV Learning Live for cable TV for students that don't have internet. And in it, I did 2 TikTok videos with my sister. And it was just, stepping out of our comfort zone. And then we realized wow, you get a workout in, you connect with your students. And I'm like, all right, I maybe should have listened to them sooner.
Well, exactly. And just for the record, I started using it just about a little over nearly 3 months ago. And I started also because I'm writing the second edition to my next book. And in it is going to be featuring TikTok and for a variety of reasons, particularly, my areas in the strategy and certainly the digital, media, looking at how maybe we can even monetize using that platform through a variety of ways. So with that, also just a few more statistics, and that is, listen to this. I love this.
I know.
In terms, TikTok has now taken over Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Pinterest, and Snapchat. That's how much explosion this platform has taken on. And this is something that's very important, especially I know that some of the state leaders that are on, you might be, using sponsors. Well, this is really interesting for sponsors. That is, advertisers may reach up to just under 1 million users aged 18 and above on TikTok as of January 2022. Now, that has lots of implications because I can tell you later on, as everyone knows, we are going to be joined with a very special guest. That's going to be MoShape's very own Chris Staley. And we're going to have, we're going to unpack with Chris a little bit about this because one of the things we've been doing in our state has been using our media to help our sponsorships. And this is a platform that we see strategically that we want to be obviously, using on a very regular basis moving forward. But one last thing here, the engagement rate for micro influencers And that's basically people, organizations that just have just a few thousand, followers. Listen to this in terms of engagement: 17.96% on TikTok, compared to just 3.86% on Instagram and only 1.63% on YouTube. Those are staggering numbers. And Michelle, what does that say to you when you see that engagement on TikTok?
Well, I've been doing my research a lot, and basically every author, I've been reading books, every uh what's it called, an article that comes out
Right.
is saying TikTok is like the new Facebook. Like TikTok is going to, if we don't start using it now, a year from now, we're going to fall so far behind, because it's already, if we hit that next slide, I'll be able to
Yeah.
tell. If you hit that next slide.
Yeah. Go ahead and just advance the slide.
So in 2020, TikTok was the most downloaded app of 2021 with 656 million downloads. That's over 100 million downloads more than the runner-up, Instagram, which was what Guy was talking about earlier. Which it was downloaded 545 million times last year for Instagram. This is also the third year in a row that TikTok has held the number one spot. It was downloaded 693 million times in 2019 and 850 million times in 2020. And as Guy showed you before, it's only going up.
Right, and it's trending. And let me just say one other thing, just to let everyone know. This has actually caused YouTube to make some changes. YouTube has now YouTube Shorts. That's going to be a whole different training, but we just want to make you aware. So YouTube's answer to TikTok is YouTube Shorts, which I can say has gained some traction, but still TikTok the clear leader. Also in Instagram, Instagram has come out with Reels, as a way to try to combat what certainly TikTok is doing. So it's really interesting to see how these platforms are kind of dueling and battling each other. But Michelle, one thing seems to be for certain is I've been also, looking at the peer-reviewed articles as well as listening to some of the experts that are certainly out there, doing their own podcasts on this topic. And that is, a lot of people believe that TikTok, kind of has kind of done their own thing, while the other platforms are starting to kind of take some of what they're doing into their platforms today. And tell everyone the big news about TikTok that just came out very recently.
Yeah, so Guy goes away to Chicago. So, of course, he had to have his family time. I'm sure you guys all saw the pictures. And over that time, so I didn't talk to him for what, like 2 days? Two
Right.
days. And all of a sudden, TikTok now has stories. So, just like Instagram, that you could post a story, and on Twitter at one point there was stories. Now there's stories for TikTok. So they kind of have a little bit of everything on TikTok, and it's only gaining more traction.
Absolutely. So let's go run to the next slide then.
Yep.
And basically, the question that's coming in is, let's talk about kids. And let's just read that highlighted area right there. Kids spend on average 75 minutes per day on TikTok. It is no secret that they're spending a lot more time on this. And they're certainly turning to TikTok for entertainment. Surprisingly enough, dance is number 2. That's the second most popular thing searched on TikTok. In case you're wondering, fitness is actually ranked number 5. So, we're in the top 5 with what we do, but dance is number 2. But number 1 is entertainment. And we'll unpack a little bit more about that in a little bit. But the data shows that the average user opens TikTok app 19 times per day, which makes it such an appealing platform that people are already on, especially young people, especially people that are students age. Whether you certainly you're in middle school, high school, and then of course going into the college age and future professionals. So this is where a lot of people are spending their time. So hit the next slide.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the question is, why TikTok? And Michelle, why don't you take the first point here, because this is kind of important.
Okay, so why TikTok? It's less saturated than Instagram. And as we saw, the data shows that it's easier to use than YouTube. And you want to go with algorithms?
Yeah, and then the algorithm wants you to go viral. And I've got a lot of stats on this. I'm not going to take the time again. It's not the purpose. I mean, this is a session for beginners. Maybe you're thinking about, if I'm a teacher, should I use it as a state association? Does this fit into our overall, strategic planning for our marketing and communications? But I can tell you a story about the algorithm and how it wants you to go viral. So what I'd like to do right now is have our Zagbomb guest, and I'm going to bring in hit the next slide. I'm going to bring in actually a 16-year-old who is going to be a senior in high school, and that is my daughter Gia. And so, Gia, why don't you come on in? And
Hey, Gia.
Hello.
so let's go ahead and clear out. Go ahead and clear out the screen to this. So, Gia, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Honey, it's so great that you're here. This is surreal. I
Yes.
do want to let everyone know that my daughter has not just been using TikTok, she's been using it since 2016, before it
Yes.
was actually even called TikTok.
Yes.
But she has made over 400 TikTok videos over that span of time. And honey, let's start with, how do you use TikTok?
So, I use TikTok in many different ways. Just like any other social media, I use it to share my life. I make TikToks with different trends that are going around just for fun, to stay connected with my friends. It's a great way to stay connected with your friends. And there's two special ways that I use TikTok that not everybody does. One of those being I use TikTok for my theater and sharing my theater experience, sharing my accomplishments in theater. And one of those things that I've done is, so I'll post videos from my performances. I've done theater my whole life, and so I'll take little snippets from my performances and post them on TikTok. And I have done that multiple times and gained a lot of likes and followers from that content, because people who are like me, people who are in high school who do theater, they are really interested in that. And I found myself being really interested in other people's theater experiences that I find on TikTok, which is really cool to connect with people that way, people
Right.
who you may not even know. And one of these things that I found on TikTok was a company called Broadway Evolved, who it's a company that finds teens, and they can send them to New York for different intensives, and meet with Broadway experts and Broadway stars. And one of my videos I posted and entered one of the competitions that Broadway Evolved was doing. And Broadway Evolved reached all of these students through TikTok, which I thought was something that was really cool, because they are aiming towards their target audience, which is teens, and TikTok is a great way to use that. So I entered one of their competitions, and they actually offered me some scholarship money to go to New York. I ended up not being able to, but it was just really cool that I even got that experience, and got just all of that just through this app of TikTok. So that was one of the really cool things that I've been able to use TikTok for.
And
What
then Gia,
I love, sorry, guy, but I
yeah, go
love
ahead.
that Gia, like, how you are interested in theater and how that
Mhm.
follows, like, on your For You page, you'll probably see a lot of theater.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
so just so everyone knows what your interests are, is
Right.
what's going to pop up on your For You page most of
Absolutely.
the time. So I have a lot of educators. I have a lot of, and so I just wanted to throw that out there, that you nailed that on the head, is like,
Yeah.
want to put your interest in, and then if you have recipes, anything, but
Mhm.
it's great for advocating. And
Mhm.
Gia, I know Guy has another question for you. Oh, your dad.
Yeah, so G, talk to us about, because we talked about how TikTok is really looking for a lot of videos to go viral. It seems
Mhm.
like every other week there's just something that just hits. Talk
Yes.
to us about the experience you had, because what, in addition to being a theater kid,
Mhm.
another thing that you do is you're part of Dreamtime Princess events. And
Yes.
talk to us about, as you did one of the videos with them, Talk to us
Mhm.
about how you got over 2 million views.
Yes.
2 million
Yeah.
views
You
on a
did
video. So tell
good.
us the story
You
behind it. What was the video? What was it
Yeah.
for? And kind of give some insight about 2 million, because that is definitely going
Mhm.
viral.
Yeah, so I work as a party princess for a princess company called Dreamtime Princess Events. They currently have 33.5 K followers, and I would definitely say that the video that got over 2 million views of me in it definitely helped boost their following, because it got on a lot of people's For You pages. So if somebody interacts with a different princess company, or if they interact with different Disney things or different princess movies, characters, they're gonna get Dreamtime Princess Events on their For You page, which I think is really cool. And so this was a few months ago that this video was posted. I was actually there's a new Descendants is what it's called. It's a new, there's 3 movies, new Disney movies, and I was just one of those characters from that movie. I was Mal, and we, me and my boss, we work together she just films videos while I'm at parties. So she was filming a video of me, and I was singing to the kids, and the kids were paying attention, but the parents were just completely oblivious to what was going on. And so she thought that that was really funny. So she posted the video and captioned it something like, when the parents don't even realize that there's a character at their party or whatever. And so that was kind of more of our comedy side, but we do tons of different kinds of TikToks on that page. But that one ended up getting over 2 million views. It got about 2.1 million. And it's just the way that the algorithm works. I couldn't tell you exactly how it works, but the more videos you post, the more of a
Right.
chance you have to go viral like that. And
Right.
so we usually post about 3 to 4 times a day on that account.
Wow.
Sometimes more, sometimes less. But we try to, put as many videos out there, and we have had some success like that one, with getting those views, and that helps gain followers and interests. So
Absolutely. And Gia, so, I will tell everyone this. When I first started my account, I turned to you immediately
yeah.
and asked you to help me get started. Because again, it was a platform that I just shied away from for quite some time, until finally I'm like, I can't ignore the data, right? I can't
Mhm.
ignore these stats
Yeah.
and the trends. And like, you've got to look into it for advocacy reasons,
Yeah.
for all the purposes of why you might want to use it, in Gia's case, in Michelle's case, in my case. So Gia, you know that this is a podcast specifically for beginners, or those
Yeah.
maybe, investigating TikTok. Could you maybe give us just a couple of tips that you have for beginners that that are just tried and true?
Yeah. Of course. So obviously, since I've had this app since 2016, I'm not personally a beginner, but I still use all of these tips to this day that I think are great for beginners starting out with TikTok. The first thing that I would say is always use hashtags. I think that this is something that a lot of people use on, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, but it is just as important, if not more important, with TikTok.
Right.
Hashtags help reach more people. Hashtags like FYP, which is For You page, or even just using For You page, trending. Look at all of the trending hashtags, because there's specific ones that are trending. And then use hashtags that pertain to that video, so that if somebody's interested in something and they look it up, then your video will pop up because that's what you used as your hashtag. So in your case, you could use hashtag fitness. And if somebody looks up fitness videos, then hopefully your video pops up. So in any case, that's just a great way to get more views on the For You page. So yeah, that's I think, number one tip, for sure.
And I want everyone to hear this, because I think YouTube's easy to use, but tell everyone why you think, of all the platforms, TikTok is the easiest to actually make a video. Give us
Yeah.
a little insight to
So
that.
yeah, so I think that Michelle is going to go through the actual steps of
Right.
TikTok making later, but it is really a very easy app to understand. it first of all gives you a tutorial whenever you open the app if you are first downloading it, which I think is amazing. And it's not as stressful, I think, as YouTube is with the posting, uploading.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I had a YouTube account with one of my friends. We posted funny, videos, YouTube, little shorts, clips, and stuff. But it's, I think, a lot easier to make, film, and produce these TikTok videos. Just with the features of the app, it's a very easy structure to use.
And you use this right off your phone, right?
Yes, I use it right off of my phone. I love, there's so many things about it that I love. I love being a, producer of TikToks, making TikToks,
Right.
and through both my personal account and Dreamtime Princess events. But I also love it as a viewer. It's great because it really just helps. It's helped me like to get tips and tricks for everything that I need.
Right.
It's helped me with beauty, fashion, music, even homework help. You can look up how to do mathematic equations and it'll give it to you. It's almost like a Google in a sort of sense, but with videos, just straight up videos telling you how to do things. So, and I also just love it to stay connected with my friends, love seeing their TikToks, commenting on them, liking them, sharing them. There's a lot of just great aspects of TikTok that I think people of all generations can use.
I got a question for you, Gia.
Mhm.
As you're talking, all I'm thinking is you're in high school. Do any of your teachers use TikTok? And do
Yes.
you follow them?
Yes. So I'm not sure exactly what our school policy is. However, I do know that we have I go to a private high school, and we have this. It's called a house system. So it's basically just a bunch of groups of our uh, class. All of our students, we have different groups, and they're called the house. And then it's just kind of a way for all of us to really get connected. And there are teachers who are, the leader of each house, and those teachers are in charge of making social media accounts and assigning a leader for a student leader for those. So my school has TikTok accounts for all of those things that keep our students engaged, which I think is a really cool
Wow.
thing that's brand new this year, I think. It's my senior year, and our house system emerged about 3 years ago. And so we're moving pretty fast, with we have Instagram accounts, we have Facebook accounts, and now we have these TikTok accounts where our students can make videos, our teachers can make videos,
Mm.
and we can all stay connected through that.
I
Wow.
love it. I love that. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a really cool thing that we've gotten. I'm not sure. I know that some of our teachers do have TikTok accounts, but I'm not sure if they're personal accounts or made for the
Right.
school. But we definitely have those school accounts too. So
Well, Gia, Michelle and I are just so happy that you took the time tonight.
yeah.
Obviously, this is the very first time I've ever had you in this part of my world. So I mean, I'm just having this proud dad moment right now. But yeah, I mean, you have just amazed me and certainly mom and your friends and certainly your school. But I also know that you run the a couple of the accounts, for the performing arts group, and
Mhm.
it's just wonderful to see you in action and making the videos that you do, because
Mhm.
sometimes you just leave me speechless
Yeah.
just on how clever and witty and funny and entertaining and sometimes very informational even
Mhm.
on some of the content you make. So gee, thanks for stopping on,
Yeah.
being our Zag Bomb guest.
Of
Thank you
course.
so much, Gia. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I do on TikTok, by the way.
Yeah. Good.
All right, G,
Yeah.
love you, girl. Talk to you
All
later.
right. See you guys later. Thank you so much.
Thanks, G. Wow, Michelle, hold on, I gotta catch my breath.
I know.
That
I
was
felt
so
like I
so
was in the
so
middle of you
crazy.
and your daughter.
All right, let's check the comments. We got some people in the house. Jennifer or Jen Hebink in the house. She is here, and I know that you worked with her on creating her first TikTok video this week. Oh, that's so exciting. We also have Tom Roberts from Minnesota. Oh, we got the Minnesota connection going on. Yeah, great to always have you, Tom, and certainly Jen, yeah, it is such a proud dad moment. This is actually the first time we've ever done this. I asked her, I'm like, I cannot ignore the fact that she's got nearly 60,000 likes on her TikToks. It's like, and one video went viral at over 2.1 million. So I thought she'd be a really good guest. Not to mention, I think it's also worth noting, Michelle, that it's one of the things that I think we can learn from Gia is certainly how schools are getting more innovative. Like that last question you asked, which was great, to show how proactive the school is being on integrating social media for engagement purposes with their students. So, anyways, I thought that was really good.
Yeah, I had to ask because she was talking about, her school, and I'm like, I wonder if any of her teachers are on there. But that's awesome, and I hope more schools start, utilizing TikTok because that's where our kids are on. And Gia basically just told us that straight up.
Yeah. And we also want to say welcome to Bob Borden in the house. Hey, if anyone else wants to give shout outs, we got time right now. We'll shout you all out.
Yeah. I mean, if you have questions too, we got.
And if you have questions, feel free to ask. And we got another one. Here we go. Ready to learn from Michelle. Yes. So Michelle, let's go to the next slide. Okay.
That's Tom Roberts right there.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
And that's awesome. See, Jen followed Barb today. That's awesome. All right, so here we go. So set us up what's going to happen next, because this was really exciting.
Okay, so I'm about to play a few different videos, and then I'm gonna explain after why I chose those videos, and you will see. This was in Shape NOLA, and it has a lot of teachers that you may know. So we're going to start with that.
Physical education or gym?
Physical education. Physical education. Physical education. Physical education.
PE. Physical education. Physical education.
Physical education.
Physical education. So I'll be hanging out with my. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Physical education.
Physical education.
Physical education.
Physical education. Physical education, of course. Gym's just a room.
Physical education. Physical education. Survey says physical education.
So Michelle, talk to us about that, because I remember when some of that was being made, but this is a great example to show how you can use TikTok for advocacy. Talk to us a little bit about that, because what I loved about it is you got so many different people involved into this short form video, and give us a little bit behind the scenes, because I thought this was clever. And certainly got to give a shout out to the boss, Judy Lobianco. with her response. So give us a little more insight on this one, because this to me looks very fun. It's engaging, it's inviting, and people could just answer the way they want to.
The thing is, Guy, that TikTok gives you the chance to be creative. You could literally have a caption like, we just put real talk, is it phys ed or gym, and we were able to just make the video where you pause it at one person, then you can go and ask the same question to another person. And you saw there's probably about 20, 30 people at least in that.
Yeah.
And, it's fun. It's engaging. You see people's reactions. And, so that was one of the first Shape America, TikTok. So if you don't follow Shape America on TikTok, well, we'll get to if you don't have one yet, but that's one you're definitely going to want to follow.
All right, set up the next post for us, because after this, then you're going to actually walk people on how to get started with the account.
Absolutely.
All right, set up this next one.
So that one was at Shape NOLA. I was humbled to even be able to present it. And actually, it was the most nervous one that I was presenting on. And when you're usually nervous about something, it's probably what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So, but I felt that I kept getting, even in schools, it would be like, oh, TikTok is so terrible, or TikTok is this, TikTok, and I'm like, for me, I'm like, wait, I need to advocate because TikTok has brought my students and me together more. It's brought me connections with other educators across the world. It's brought just light in my life. And the thing is, though, it was hard. Like, don't get me wrong. Putting yourself out there in anything and trying something new isn't easy. But if I could do that, it was like my students all of a sudden are seeing me on it and they're like, Miss Huff, like, we love it. Like, they're empowering me. So then
Right.
it's like we're giving back to one another. And then they're also like, that's so cool. You got a TikTok. So I basically was like, I want to do a session on TikTok for, reaching your students through TikTok. And you saw that dance, that little
Yeah.
dance took 5 minutes, and
Right.
we had already done another one, and people wanted to do it again, do a different one. And we had a blast.
Well, it looked fun. So I think you got one more clip for us.
Yep, I got one more for you.
All right. All right. What was that?
So I know the sound is like, you might be like, oh, what? But it doesn't, like, even though dance is one of, the top trends, it does not have to do with any, like, you don't have to do dance, So that was my coworker, Miss Gilbert, Melanie. And one day, just after class, the kids they had their Crocs on and they wanted to put them into sport mode to play. Because, in middle school, they all want to play. But we're
Right.
like, no, you need your shoes, you got to have your laces, obviously safety first. But so we were just like, let's just come up with a clever thing for this trending sound. So that sound was trending. So all we did was like, like, and just put a caption, like, and it was so great because I had like the 5th and 6th graders that I don't teach right now coming up to me and they're like, I saw your TikTok. And like, then the high school students would tell me, oh, Mrs. Gilbert, and you looked so awesome on TikTok. It just was like, and what? It took 2 seconds, 4,
Right.
maybe 5 seconds actually to do.
Well, and that's one of the things I love about TikTok. It's so quick and easy to do it. We have a question. You want to go ahead and take Jen's question?
Okay. What is the question? Sorry, I can't say. Is CapCut another app or is
Yeah.
within TikTok?
Yeah.
Sorry, Jen. I love you, but I'm not sure what CapCut. I don't know what CapCut is, so I'm not sure if it's. Oh, Barb, you've been using CapCut. Do you have TikTok too? I feel like I've seen you on there.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
It's an app.
it's an app.
And she just gives an answer, but super easy to unload to TikTok. So basically, some of these things have extensions, and it's something that's compatible that works with it. So yeah, so it's something that again you can go and learn more about TikTok and some of the other types of apps it can interface with.
Yeah, see, I'm learning right now. There's also different editing apps, so there is a bunch of different things that you can connect with.
Yeah, and there you go. And we just want to give a shout out to Barb. Barb, thank you for giving us that clarity. Again, it just goes to show how many different things you can do. All right, so Michelle, let's move forward. And
so here's just a few things that we've all been saying, but I just wanted to emphasize that it's an outlet to find new creative ideas, a space where you can find relevant material to connect with your students, and it's a tool to encourage student choice and completion of activities. So it brings you together, and it's a place that they're on it, so it's relevant to their life, and that's this way you can connect to them on a level where they see you where they see you doing something on an app that not a lot of people use, but I'm seeing a lot more educators now using it, so it's great.
Absolutely. And one of the educators that, if you're looking for someone who's been doing this that has over 1.3 million likes, I think it was just last week, New York had their state association convention, and Tom Gillardy just won the elementary teacher of the year. Congratulations, Tom. I was very
Congratulations,
blessed to
Tom.
be on a
Thank you.
podcast with you. Yeah, just about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, but I learned a lot from him. And if you go check out his channel, he just does a lot. I mean, he's got his niche, and he's constantly showing really creative ways of how you can do these different activities in the classroom. But he's someone who's been, he started out on YouTube, and now he's moved it over to TikTok, and he's had tremendous amounts of success with it. He's really got it down. But he's someone, if you're looking for someone, if you're into the physical activity side of things and skill set that side of things, definitely go check out his channel, because it is excellent. His videos are excellent. They're fun. They're engaging. Yeah, exactly. Let's give a big shout out again to Tom.
Yeah.
He's definitely one of those innovators in the space of TikTok right now. And I know there's others, but I'm just saying I'm very familiar with Tom because, like I said, we were on a broadcast together not too long ago, and I got to learn a lot more about him, and then check out his channel in depth and just be blown away. I follow him, love his stuff. So, anyways, Michelle, that you're exactly right with what you just had to say with these 3 key points.
No, absolutely. And Tom, if you hit hashtag and you're looking for different hashtags and you put in phys ed in your discovery, which we'll get to, he pops right up, and it's teacher tips. You create your own niche, and
Yeah.
then it just flows.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go on to the next one. So here's a few steps to begin your TikTok. So if you don't already have a TikTok and you're interested in it, you want to download the TikTok app, and then it's free. So you can sign up. You could use your phone. You can use an email. Sometimes it could connect to your Google or Facebook. It's up to you. Then you create a username and password. Those are your credentials, just like any other social media platform. And the thing is, you could always go back and change it. Like, actually, I was talking to Jen the other day, and we were talking about when people's names come up as user, like 1, 2, 5, 6. That's where you can go and change that to @Miss Huff, and this way people can find you easier. And not think it's like a scam. So that's one thing that we were talking about the other day, and good to note. And then also just start, like, you could just scroll for a little bit, and it's an endless page. It's called For You page, what Gia was talking about earlier. That's another hashtag, like she said, that you want to put in your post, because you want to be on the For You page. And it's similar to the YouTube Insta Discovery tab, but it's designed to show information you love. So just like we were talking about earlier, like G has stuff that pops up theater. I have stuff that pops up for education. It's great. And just follow these 3 tips. You could stop, take notes. There's audio, so you can check out the different audio that inspires you, even if it's in your classroom. Using trending sounds like the one I showed you just a few minutes ago with my coworker. And you want to keep your audience in mind. So if I'm advocating for health and physical education, I'm going to be putting content out there that is going to be advocating for our profession. And then at the same time, showing our students that health and physical education is so important in life, and them seeing it and seeing phys ed instead of when some people call it gym. It's just a different mindset. It's like a respect level they get for you because you're on the same level. And always have fun. You can't, in life, you can't take yourself too seriously. So, like, I mean, there's times and places, but I just do it. I try. And if it's a flop, it's a flop. But, at least I'm trying, and yeah, getting it going. So
All right, next slide.
next slide.
So Michelle, give everyone an example of what that is. That was awesome.
That was actually literally, it was a picture of Guy and I. He made a promo on Twitter, and I took the picture that he made and put it on our Shape America TikTok. And all I had to do was upload a photo. So you could literally put a photo, and then I added audio, and I just thought that was like the perfect sound for Guy and I. And I'm like, Guy, when I introduce you right now, I'm like, I'm gonna use that video because it's just like amps you up, But it was a picture and a sound.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun. Again, it's just easy for promotion. That's another thing I love about TikTok. And by the way, in case you didn't know, you can take TikTok videos and put them across all platforms. Now, sometimes it may not do as well in the algorithms because certainly on YouTube, they don't like to see, TikTok videos on their platform per se. But nevertheless, you can put it across other platforms as well, because I know that I do. So with that, what I thought I would do is segue into this, and that is, what has been kind of my experience as I now have a TikTok account. And, at this point, I have not, unleashed it for advocacy just yet. I will be in the fall, but I wanted to share with everyone 3 things that I learned in my very first month of using TikTok. And number 1, it creates lots of exposure, even with very few followers. At this point, my Facebook account and my Twitter account, I have over 5,000 followers between those two. TikTok, I don't know, maybe I have 25 at this point. Again, I'm growing it slowly, and no problems there. But I want to let everyone know that you can do a lot, even if you don't even have that many followers to begin with. That's another reason why I would encourage you to seriously consider this platform. Number 2, and I'm saying this, it is very easy to record and edit your clips. It's one of the things I love. My daughter has showed me some tips and tricks and hacks on that. If you have an iPhone, certainly, or an Android, I mean, it's with things shooting in 4K, it's really easy to use. It's just literally a couple button clicks, and you just shoot on the fly whatever you want to get. And then number 3, and this is what I really love, it is very easy to export those videos to other social media platforms. I've been doing it, just to let everyone know. I've basically been experimenting with just 2 different purposes of how I'm using it right now. Number 1, if you were to go to my account, Michelle, as you know, I put out these 80s, they're about a minute long, these 80s rock jams, because I grew up in the 80s and I was an 80s rocker. And yeah, and exactly.
And the thing is, Guy, in the beginning, when you first start your TikTok, that is when you are going to get the most views. So when people start it, you want to put content after content after content. What I do, some tips and tricks, how like Gia was telling you before, I'll have drafts already made.
Yeah.
Way I have them prepared for. I have drafts in my phone right now. This way I have it for tomorrow. And there's, this way you can figure out the algorithm and then keep posting. Because the more things you post,
right,
times you're going to show up on that For You page. And Guy, you want me to get a little bit into like some of the features on
yeah, absolutely. This would be a great time for that, because I think it's important that people, get a sense of, again, we're not just saying this, but it really is easy. And I think that's part of the reason why this platform has been so successful. It doesn't matter what age you are. You heard my daughter start in middle school. Well, again, look at the percentages. Over 75% of kids today are on TikTok, are already on the platform. I find it interesting as an adult to be on it. I'm doing things I like. So Michelle, I like, still rocking out on some of those solos. And most recently, I've been really funny, kind of doing a spoof off of being a newscaster on some funny things that I saw actually another TikToker do, but I made it my style. But I love what this person taught me from seeing there. It's like, well, that was fun. That was entertaining. That was engaging. So I'm going to play around things until then I get ready to really start using it, for hardcore advocacy, which is why I really want to learn the platform. So yeah, again, the algorithm is so important, but the important part of it is that consistency of posting. So Michelle, walk us through some of these key features. I'm actually going to go solo with you on this one.
Okay. All right. So some of our key features on TikTok would be where you have, as soon as you make the TikTok, right, you'll see in the right top hand corner that you can set their settings and privacy, and you can manage your account. If you want it to be private, you can. If you want friends only, you can. If you want everyone, you can. Mine is on everyone because everything I post is going to be relevant to health and physical education or coaching. And I want people to see it because I'm advocating. So I have everyone on there. There are filters. I have, there's filters that you could use, but I mean filters with language wise. So you can go to each of the things on the settings and privacy, and you can click that. This way you don't get any, I've never had one, never a negative comment, but I know that there could happen. So you don't want to be naive about it, but there's a privacy policy, and you can click on that and it will not allow curses to be in your comments. And you could also change those functions, your comments. If you want people to see your likes, you can change that in the settings. So it's just something to play around with. That's just when you're first getting started off. Now, when you want to make your first video, or if you want to just do a photo, you could do it right now. Like you'll press the center button. There's a button on here in the middle, and it's a plus sign. So you would press the plus sign, and then you have the option of there's 15 seconds. You could go up to 3 minutes. All right. At the top, there'll be an add sound, so you could put music to it. But say you just want to post a picture of yourself. What if I wanted to just snap a photo of me right now, like boop, boop. And then I could upload that photo and put sound to it. So it doesn't have to be, it just has to be what you want it to be. And there's a timer. So if you wanted to do like a dance, or you wanted to we did a push-up challenge during the pandemic. And so I would set up a timer. There's filters, there's different enhancements. So you could speed it up, slow it down. There's things that like you could turn the TV off, turn the TV on. I mean, they have so many different things that you could play around with, and then you want to check out the discovery. So that's kind of making your TikTok and making your first one. I would advise like you could put up a photo and just like the one of Guy and I, and add some music just to get started. You could say, I love physical education. Perfect. And then you could use hashtags such as hashtag physed, hashtag FYP, hashtag for you page, hashtag trending. Those are the ones that they have billions of people using them. That's why the algorithm goes up when you use those hashtags. And then lastly, I will tell you, let me get to my TikTok. Okay, there is a discovery page. So if you go to your home, which is the home is in the left bottom corner, and I'm sure Guy and I are going to get together again and present more on this part because it's a lot of information. But if you go to your home, there's going to be a search button in the right-hand corner, and you could search for things you like. So if I wanted to go into the search engine, I Sorry, everyone. I know that you probably didn't see that, but yes, you love the push-up challenge. Yeah, I mean, you got to lead by example. So I wanted my students to do it, so I was doing it too. But you could just type in phys ed. You'll be able to see different phys ed. Like I said before, like when I type in physical education, you'll have people pop up. Tom Giraldi is one of them. So it's just you want to find your own niche. And yeah, look, he's right there. Oh wait, I wish you guys could see it. There he is. And all I typed in was physical education. So it's just a great platform to stay connected, stay relevant with your students. It's not going anywhere. It's staying here. So we're going to be continuing on with this. And I'm still learning. Believe me, I'm still learning, but I love it. And yeah, there's a feature once you get 1,000 followers, you could go live. And I've been doing the live now. Guy, you saw me at my family party the other day, my nephew's party. And it's just like, those will gain you more engagement. You want to comment, you want to like other people's things. And then, like I said, with sponsors, I know you're going to talk about that.
Yep.
Monetize it. So go ahead, Guy.
Absolutely. So let's move on now as we start to, wind down the broadcast, but it's really important. There's a reason why we brought on this special guest. And I want you to go ahead and flip the slide so we can show everyone who it's going to be. And just because it's so much his character, but we're bringing on none other than the Chris Staley, MoShape's chair of marketing communications. This guy has been one busy dude in this past week. He'll tell you all about it as we are now making announcements of our Teachers of the Year. And without further ado, let's bring him onto the broadcast. Chris, we got to say, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Guy, Michelle, how's it going?
We're rocking it. We're having fun. And, we don't want to steal your thunder. So we know that there's a big announcement coming out of the state of Missouri, the Show Me State. So talk to us what the big announcement is, other than certainly of the Teachers of the Year.
Yeah, so it's been a very busy week at MoShape, and we're announcing our Teachers of the Year one by one each day this week. But also, we have started our TikTok account. We have created it, and we are working on our first content we're going to put out. And it's a very exciting time. I have a wonderful media team here at MoShape, comprised of 12 of us total, and it's awesome. Something I've been able to put together over the past year. But, we're kind of working out the diagnostics and all that of who's going to run all the TikTok because, I love TikTok. I personally have an account, and I'll talk here soon how it can help not only teachers, but leaders all around the country. We're just really excited to provide different types of materials on there, not just interviews and stuff like we put out on Twitter, but, we're going to challenge our MoShape members, over 900 people, to share videos to us of them doing activities so we can put it out on our MoShape account and just, get back to providing resources for our teachers and also advocating for our profession. So we're really excited to kind of kick that off here in the coming weeks.
And Chris, that's live right now, right? It just went live.
Yes. So we do have the account. We haven't posted anything yet. Stay tuned because there will be something out this week. Me, I like to get going.
Chris. I love that advocacy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get every state to get doing this. Like, I'm ready.
Exactly. And here in Missouri, we really pride ourselves on take it to the next level media wise. I mean, we kind of started this train, it's been 5 years now since we started working together, and I've been in the chair position for 3 years now. And, we're just the things we're learning and growing. And, Michelle and Gia both said it. Our students are on there. Right. And
right.
we educators, this is for all the teachers out there. Educators have to grow with times.
Right.
You can't teach 1 year 25 times, right? You got to teach 25 different years. And I think instead of complaining about kids being on social media and not being active, we already said it. Dance is the number 2 topic on TikTok, and fitness is number 5.
Right.
Let's use that to our advantage. I created TikTok back in November of 2019. And then I really got big into it during COVID. Okay. And, one thing that I love about it from a teacher side is, for instance, I just my top video, I'm not quite up to GS level. My top video has 250,000 views, so 250,000 views.
I
Nice.
saw that. I saw that,
yeah.
Chris.
It was a joke about my wife watching The Mandalorian without me, and but you know, I got TikTok to kind of have fun during COVID times. And Guy, kind of like you, I use the account. I love to play the drums. That's some fun fact
Yeah.
about me. Used to be in a band and all that, so I just kind of did some drumming videos, and then TikTok's just great because you can share so many interests. You know, the FYP, the For You page, and all that, the hashtags. But then we had a House bill come up here in Missouri, if you remember that, where they wanted to allow either marching band or show choir to replace physical education credit.
Right.
And I put out a video about that saying, please help us out. And, you know, that got 1,000 views. And some people may see some videos have 1 million views, but 1,000 views is 1,000 views. That's
right.
People looking. And so, and then, for instance, I just did a video. I love to dance. And like Michelle said, you got to have fun, right? I love to dance. So I put a dance video out the other day, and my football players all have TikTok, and they saw it, and I get to practice, and they're like, Coach, we saw your TikTok. It's like, oh, great. They're going to make fun of me. They're like, that was actually cool. Like, you're old. Like, I was like, guys, I'm 31. I'm not that old. Come on. But like, you know, it's a great way for teachers to connect, and for our leaders out there, you know, it's a chance to advocate. It's a chance to, you know, like for instance, something so simple as the physical education or gym, to everyday people that don't understand our profession, they're going to be like, what? But if we keep pushing of what quality physical education is, and what Tom's doing on TikTok is phenomenal. You know, it's a chance to, I mean, you hear people say, oh, teachers should get paid more. We got to advocate for ourselves. And what more to do that is, you know, some kids sitting there watching your TikTok of you advocating for PE, and their parents are like, who is that? Oh, this is my PE teacher advocating for this. And it's just, and I challenge, Michelle said it, let's get all our states out there to, you know, make an account. I mean, we all have Twitters, we all have Instagrams, we all have Facebooks. Why not take the next step? We've got to evolve, because I tell you what, if Guy, you and I were involved in this in 2006, Mo Shape would probably have a MySpace. But you know, that doesn't, you know, Michelle, I don't know if you know what a MySpace is. You're a little younger. But you know,
that would have been done during the Dough Chef era. I'm just kidding, Dennis. You know I love you, man. You know that.
But we've just got to keep growing, and that's what we pride ourselves on here at Mo Shape, and what we're very fortunate about right now. And I know Michelle in New Jersey is doing the same thing. Guy, we talked about this earlier today. We have a phenomenal Health Moves Minds team. Here in Missouri. I mean, they just do great things, and there's a reason why Missouri is one of the top Health Moves Mind states every year since we've started it. And Christy Berry and her new addition, Megan Baker, have been phenomenal with collaborating with us at Mo Shape, because we have 2 separate accounts, and Megan has been phenomenal. And they are going to kind of collaborate with us with the Mo Shape Health Moves Minds TikTok. So that's very, very exciting news there as well in the early stages. And, you know, I'm sure you guys got questions, and I don't want to take over your show, but I just want to shout out, say this TikTok thing and just everything we're doing at Mo Shape would not be possible without the support we have from, you know, Dr. Tom Lowry, our executive director, all our board members. And I don't get to shout them out enough, you know, and also my team, you know, Danielle O'Neill is phenomenal. She's the next rising star here in Missouri. Very, very hard worker and does a lot to help me out. Drew Burris, another one, and I have a bunch of future professionals on there as well. So without my team, we wouldn't be able to do this stuff, and I'm excited to see where this TikTok goes, because I'm telling you, Jersey, we're competing. We love each other, but at the end of the day, Missouri's
Listen, we're competing for the same cause, bro.
Exactly. And that's the thing about it, guys.
That's the best thing. And what you said, Chris, sorry, I gotta just say it because you nailed it, like right on the spot. Like you said that we have to grow with our kids. We can't teach the same thing every year. So it's like, why not try that something new? Why not do that? And imagine if we get all of our health and PE teachers on this platform advocating now before all of, you know what I mean? Before it gets even bigger and then we fall behind. We don't want to fall behind. We want to go move forward. Level up like Mo Shape over there. I'm leveling up always. So
Exactly. And, the thing is about our profession, and you just said about us growing with our kids, educators, you were talking about hashtags. One of my favorite hashtags to search on there is teachers of TikTok, because it's not just physical educators and health educators. It's all educators, right? And how many other professions are out there saying, hey, let's connect with, the audience? It's our chance to, all right. And some
Right.
professions don't get that chance. Like your clientele, our clientele is our students, right?
Right.
We got to provide great lives for them. So why not connect to them on a personal level within, like you said, the disclaimer, within the rules of your district? My TikTok's public. I make sure I watch what I put on there. Obviously, watch what you like, because people could see what you like on there unless you have it blocked. But Michelle was saying there's different settings.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think the attitudes of, well, that's for kids, that's not for me. Guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm a kid at heart. Like, we physical educators and health educators should be kids at heart, because we work with kids every day. So
that's so well said, Chris. Agreed completely. Agreed.
Yeah, and Chris, just unpack one last little piece here and talk about how we've even made a change in the last 8 weeks on the way we actually approach working with sponsors. And I'm sure if people have been paying attention to the videos we put out, I know it's soon going to migrate over to TikTok very, very, very soon, because this is part of our strategic plan. But maybe let some of these state leaders know what you, Anna, and myself, Anna, who's our president, what we've been doing over the last 8 weeks with our sponsors, because there's sponsorship going on right now, and our convention is not for basically nearly another 4 months.
yeah, so Guy, Anna both have done a phenomenal job, and I've been there to help them with the media side and the planning for that. Just the amount of content and the quality content that we've put out over, I mean, you could say the past year, but really the past 4 or 5 years has
Right.
really helped us pivot at MoShape in a positive direction of moving forward and monetizing some of the things we're doing. And it's all based off the data that we've pulled from our videos, how many people are viewing. And it's not just the views, it's the engagements and the retweeting and just the sharing. And what's great about TikTok, speaking of which, you can't see who. Right now, I'm hoping they eventually get to that point, but you can see how many times your video has been shared and saved. And it's
Right.
really, really cool, because it's just like, Twitter, in a sense. You could see who has retweeted it, but I mean, and you could see the impressions, but it also shows, yeah.
Right.
And now they just added the repost on
Right.
on TikTok, to where Michelle could post something and I could repost it for her. And so
Right.
they're really just, we're going to use what we have, and we're very fortunate at MoShape right now. We have what all our videos now have a 6-second sponsorship bumper at the very beginning that they put together for us, and then we put it in before all of our shows, and then at the end we have an end plate just to shout out our sponsors. And it's just been I've been a part of the media side of MoShape for 5 years and the chair of marketing communications for 3 years now. This is my 3rd year, and it just to see where it's grown just for doing stuff like this, like educating other people of how to do this. I mean, my thing I tell people all the time, and Guy, we talk about this as football guys, if you have questions, just reach out to me on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok now, or Guy as well, and we'll give you the playbook. I mean, it's a well-oiled machine at this point, and I've got a great team that helps me out. But we started this with just us two. We started this whole process with just us two, and we did it just us two up until November of 2021. This past convention was when we added all those members to the team. So, but no, just the work that we're putting out, the advocacy pieces we've done, the teaching, the ZAG Pro Academies, the Spaker spots, the just so many different shows that we've produced has led to sponsors realizing, hey, this is good content. And it's just, yeah. And Anna says it, incredible brand awareness. And one thing we pride
Right.
ourselves on here at MoShape is protecting the brand and showing what this brand can do. And, you know, not very often do you see educational societies, not just our state physical education associations, but like, you know, you've got MSTA, NEA, like all these different things here in Missouri and all over the country. And we're trying to, as Michelle said, and Dr. Patrick Fine said, level up our efforts to advocate for our profession, which
Right.
has led to some great things here in Missouri with the CDC grants. And it's been an awesome experience, man.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Chris.
just gotta say, Chris, sorry, guy. One last thing. We're all in this same boat together,
Right.
all across the country advocating. So it's like when you see somebody posting something on Twitter, retweet. This way it
Right.
keeps going. We got to help each other out. Same with the TikTok, repost. That's what I do. So it's like this way it gains more traction because then Chris's followers will see my video. If I repost his, they'll see mine. I mean, yeah, right? Did I said that the right way?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like we're all in this together and like let's advocate because there's other educators that now I'm close with in other subject areas and now they're calling it physical education instead
Right.
of, and it's like somebody's got to start, got to reach one to teach one and keep it going.
Michelle, I couldn't agree with you more. And Chris, just thank you so much. We knew that we wanted to end up so people can see how we're making a movement. And last but not least, we have to say this. Chris and Michelle, you know, we are so indebted to Shape America for their leadership and guidance. The fact is, you know what, I've never been more honored in my life than when, Michelle, you can remember when we were part of launching our session during the convention. And it was the first time that you led everyone into a Shape America, TikTok video, and just how special that was. And I know we're going to end with something special from the future professionals. So Chris, thank you again for being on. And Michelle, you want to just hit to what's coming up next?
Of course. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
Laura Cox. Yes.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. To my TED Talk.
I know that's, simple. I just, we do TED Talks. People listen to TED Talks. So I'm like, students don't care how much you know until you know how much you care. And you know how many of my students are like, I wish I had more teachers that would show that they care. Like, and it doesn't mean they don't care. That, believe me, it doesn't mean they don't care. But sometimes
Right.
it takes that little extra to get on their level, that they're able to see that, and then they're like, "Oh, okay." And I get the same thing, Chris, from from my girls. They love it, and then they want to add on, and it's just like builds just genuine, authentic relationships, and it does with
Yeah.
educators as well. And now I think the next one.
All right.
Call to action. Definitely add Shape America on TikTok.
And MoShape.
And MoShape. And Steve and Chris right there. I have searched teachers of TikTok because I agree.
Yep.
It's all of us. And when you get to your students, when you start teaching them again, let them know you have a TikTok if your school
Right.
allows it, and give them the student choice of ideas for your first TikTok. Like, it will make their day. So just join thousands of other educators and students on TikTok to make the world a kinder place and to just continue our advocacy.
Michelle, thanks for sharing that, because that was the most viewed video taken during Shape NOLA. I forget the number, but it was into like over 20,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, I remember that vividly because obviously I shot the video, but that was the future professionals, receiving their, Major of the Year awards, and such an energetic time, and again, that's the other great thing, Chris. That's why I love what you've done with our team, by having so many future professionals that are on our team, and they're giving us some great ideas moving forward. That's why I'm so excited about what's going to happen in our state in the fall. So it's going to be really, really cool. So I just want to say thanks to my guests. Obviously, proud papa moment having my daughter on as a Zag Bomb. Incredible story she shared, and some tips. Chris, as always, man, this is just so amazing. Again, going on our 5th year together, and how we're just navigating these crazy world of social media and communication and marketing. And Michelle, I don't even know, I've lost count, but we have co-hosted so many things together, and I just love it. And of course, in case you're wondering what's next, go ahead and hit the slide. So coming up this Sunday, we got something very cool planned for everybody. And that is, I'm asking the question on the Zag Talk podcast live, how effective is video storytelling? So we're really going to get into the storytelling aspects of video, some of the psychology. I know Chris will be back. Drew Burris will be actually one of our guests as well. And basically, different ways we can use video. And we're not just going to talk about TikTok. We will certainly talk about Instagram. We're certainly going to be talking about YouTube, TikTok, obviously Facebook. And yes, Anna, you're exactly right. Sharing our story is going to be amazing. Come join us. And this is a really big thing that if there's any one thing that I could share with everyone, and that is the power of video. And I'm gonna kind of end the broadcast on this big stat. Okay, I'll go close up for all of us. And Chris and Michelle, you hear me talk about it all the time. What I found most staggering in all the research I've done is that short form video content gets 1,200% more shares than images and text combined. If there's any one thing you take away from tonight's Zag Talk, it is the power is in the video, but most importantly, the power is in your story, whether it's your corporate state story, whatever you're doing as a teacher, whatever you're doing even as a coach. The power of video, especially the short form, anything under 2 minutes. We'll have a different episode for the live part of things like we're doing here. But I just want to stress to everyone, TikTok is a powerful tool. Start where you're most comfortable, and certainly start with wherever your audience is at. If your audience is on Facebook, then just start there. But, for some of you, you've been thinking about where should I go? Maybe you want more engagement with your students. Maybe you want more, engagements with your future professionals or young professionals. Certainly Instagram and TikTok are some things to strongly consider. And as we wrap up, Chris, why don't you give us your final word, then Michelle, and then I'll wrap us up.
Yeah. Well, my final word is going to be help from one of our YouTube comments. I don't know if you could see it, Guy. It's from Mark. So I'm going to kind of comment on it, and then I'll let Michelle. The question was, well, first it says, "Go Jersey."
There we go.
I got to practice my
Go Jersey.
Go Jersey.
What's up, Mark?
All right. So he asked Michelle, what inspires you when you create health and physical education content for TikTok? Keep zagging, guys. I'll comment on that really quick as my closing remark. What inspires me, and it's not just for TikTok necessarily, but in general, is first of all, what is the needs of the audience? Who am I trying to reach? If I'm making a TikTok for my students to engage in, maybe a fitness TikTok. I mean, I wish I would have used it a lot more during virtual teaching, because like Michelle said, some students may not have had like internet connection, but they had cellular data, so different things there. Any content I produce on any media is what is the purpose, and it's got to inspire the people that are looking. So for instance, if it's a football post with one of my football players, or a physical education thing, that's what inspires me, and also just having fun. So Michelle, you're more of the TikTok guru. I'm done. So thank you guys again so much. So
No, thank you, Chris. I'm going to answer that too, Guy. And thanks, Mark, for shouting out Jersey and, or zagging right now. But honestly, purpose. Chris said purpose. I actually wrote that down. Everything I feel for my students, because like I want them to have the best education. I want them to have the best health and physical education. I want them to be able to advocate for themselves. So I feel that in everything you got to lead by example. And so getting the message out there, even though I was scared at first, I was nervous to do it. I didn't think I was going to get one, but sometimes the uncomfortable is where you're supposed to be. And so this is another platform, and I felt like it inspired me to step forward, grow with my students, and allowed me to get the message out there on another platform where there wasn't many teachers at the time. But let's go health and PE teachers, because now we can all advocate together on there. So that is my inspiration. If I'm ever given a platform, I'm always going to advocate, always going to look out for my students, look out for our profession, and just everyone, because you know me, I love everyone. So that's it.
Absolutely. And I think my parting shot, really kind of sums up, Chris, what we've been doing since 2018. We all know and remembered, when Stephanie Morris, when it was within her first year as CEO of Shape America, came to our convention, had a chance to, meet her and even interview her, as we saw what happened with over 2,000 views, tripled what Shape America was doing at the time. Obviously, so much has changed since then. But, for me, it's about what we've been kind of doing in Missouri, certainly what Shape America is doing and some of the other states are doing. And it's having this mindset. I'm going to give you my hashtag, and that is without limits. If you really think about it, you have to have the mindset of just not having limits and just exploring. And I think, Chris, you and I can attest to this, and Michelle, that it's not just being mavericks for the sake of being mavericks, but it's purpose. Like you said, it's purpose driven. But let's leverage these tools that we have. That's the great thing. All these marketing tools have all the data. They have the analytics. They give us the feedback. They give us the report card. We know what's working. We know what's not working. But I got to tell you something. I never could have imagined that we could be in this position that we are today, because we've had this mindset of without limits, and whatever comes our way since the pandemic and all the things we had to adjust to, all the things we've had to change to and adapt to. And that's what I would say to everyone, is that when you look at your social media, again, start with your purpose or what problem you're trying to solve, and then figure out your strategic plan, and then figure out what platforms make the most sense for you. So for Chris Staley and Michelle Huff, I'm Guy Danf. We want to thank you for watching tonight's Zag Talk podcast live. And so again, as we talked about TikTok for beginners, look forward to seeing everyone this coming Sunday, August 7th at 8 o'clock, as we certainly unpack about talking about video storytelling. Thank you and good night.